Hello and welcome to episode 60 of my Salem tutorial series. This episode is going to be on trespassing and scents, as in what's dropped when someone commits a crime on your claim, or if they attack you or murder you. When one of these actions, which is illegal, when they do one of them, what happens is a thing called a scent is dropped onto the ground. Now if you pick it up, it will allow you to track them, and when you pick it up it will turn from a scent into evidence depending on what the crime was. So me, being very stupid, left my gates open, and the Thieves Guild got wind of it, and they said, that fool gamester's left his gates open, why don't a load of you go and help him lighten his load? So they've come in here through me open gates and gone all over the place doing all sorts of crimes. This one up here was not a particularly bright thief, because he managed to get himself knocked out. Yeah, alright, I'm being silly. I created a load of alts and come and raided my own base. Why not? I thought I'd come and kill myself rather than other people doing it. I thought I'd come and rob myself rather than other people doing it. And I thought I'd come and destroy some of my stuff to stop other people bothering to do it. Because I figure if I do it to myself, then that will save them the time and effort of doing it. Anyway, alright, I'm being silly again. So here we are. What do you do if you log in one day and you find someone on the ground with 3 spinning stars above their head? Basically it means they've knocked themselves out trying to commit a crime against you. So here can be the justice to those that are stupid enough to get knocked out on your claim. If you right click on them, you will notice you get some options. The two that interest us are loot and send home. So let's take a look at loot first of all. If you click on that, it brings up their bag. So if you open your bag, it'll have everything that's in their bag in there. Now I've already got all of their stuff, so we won't go there with that. But basically, if you choose loot and you click on any item in their bag or any item that they've got on their body, like let's choose this axe, if I left click, you will see that it is a theft, a crime, to take any of the items that are equipped on them or in their pocket. So instead what you do, and the choice is yours on this, you can either leave them lying on the ground and eventually they will go mad and die, and eventually you will have a skeleton, a corpse, in which case nothing in Salem is ever useless. What you can do is surround your gates with their corpses, the corpses of the thieves from the past. If I was to head over to this gate over here, you will see that I've already started to decorate my gates with a corpse. Of course I'm going to plant a load more. What that's meant to do is deter would-be robbers. They'll come along, see a load of corpses, and eventually I'll have all of the defences set up, but they'll see a load of corpses and realise the futility of robbing the insane gamester, because I am quite mad when it comes to playing Salem anyway, especially after all the crimes that have been done against me by humanity. Anyway, getting back to this, because I really am drifting off at a tangent there. So if the moral of the story here is don't loot, don't take nothing off of them or out their pockets, because you will become a criminal yourself. Unless, of course, they have a really expensive item equipped on their bodies. Then you would perhaps weigh up the balance. For now I'll say don't bother with that. As for getting items out of their bags, now that's a different matter. You don't have to commit a crime to get that stuff. What you can do is, let's get rid of that. Okay, when you right click on them, there's an option to send home. It has a plus and a minus for you. Or an advantage and disadvantage. The advantage is if you send them home, everything that is in their bag Once you click send home, they will go back to their lean-to or claim. Everything in their bag will be dropped on the ground. Then you can pick all of their stuff up and it won't be a crime. The disadvantage to sending them home is they will clear the scene of the crime, and the criminal meter that they have running will run out. So when you commit a crime, it has a time limit of about, I don't know, 60 minutes. Don't quote me on this, it's only a guess, but it has roughly 30 to 60 minutes that the criminal can't log out, can't eat, or can't do anything. So if you send them back home, they're getting away from the scene of the crime, their crime meter will go down much quicker. Whereas if you leave them like that on the ground, as long as they're not in your way, then eventually they're going to die if they don't stay logged in. So there we are, that's your two choices, loot them or send them home. I don't advise looting unless they have equipped a very nice item worth getting a criminal record. Okay, so there we are. Right, so that's trespassers and how you can deal with them, removing their bodies from your claim, and also helping yourself to all their items. The second thing then I mentioned is scents. So there's been a fair few people come raiding my claim. Alright, not a fair few people. I've been making lots of alts and coming and destroying and stealing and trying to murder myself, which is insane in itself, but thankfully I'm not going mad in the game. That's all that matters. But why are there no scents? Well, at this point I want to say a huge thank you to Matthias for his helpful comments that he's been leaving. Thank you very much for that, Matthias. In particular, the one about scents. But I need to clarify a little bit further. Now, Matthias says in order to see scents of perpetrators of crimes on and around your claim, and indeed even in Providence, you first need to go to your adventure menu and then click on tracking. And you need to toggle it on. So tracking is now toggled on. Why then do we not see all of the different scents from the different alts of mine that have been coming and raiding my claim? And why are there no scents for any of the other crimes that have been perpetrated against me? I know that we have had perpetrators because there's still someone lying up there on the ground. And let's get rid of them. So right click, send to home, because he's going to be needed in a future episode when I build up defences. See if we can blow him up. Let's send him home for now. See, bang, he's gone. Everything that would have been in his bag would have dropped on the ground. But because I've robbed him already, he's got nothing left. You see, he come to rob me, but in actual fact, I robbed him. There we go. Crime does not pay. Back to the subject matter though. Back to the topic, because I'm straying. Why are there no scents? Can you make sense of that? Well, let's shut my gate. Okay. I've turned on tracking, but no scents. Here's what you have to do. Let's first turn off tracking. I will now go to Providence. Yes, I know it takes a little time, but in order to demonstrate what I want to demonstrate to you, so you can save yourselves in the future, I thought I'd make it very clear, as I do try to do in my episodes. I do waffle a lot, I know that. But you know, you've got to give me something. If I'm going to give you lots of information, I must be allowed to, you must indulge me by letting me waffle. Right, okay, now we go to Adventure, we click on Tracking, so tracking's turned on. We now go straight back to our claim. Why am I doing all of this nonsense, you're asking? All will be revealed. There aren't no scents around town anyway, that's for sure. There ain't no scents from me, but at least I can show you scents from my alts. Right, okay, so here we are back at my claim. Let's now go take a look at my gate. Let's open my gate. lo and behold, there are all, so as you can see, it was a pretty big guild that tried to raid my claim. So what do? These are all the scents left by them. Well, let's see if we can find some of them and exact some justice. I won't mention that I've already robbed them all. Anyway, let's try and use these scents. So if we right click on one, we get the option to track. So let's track. Yeah, I'm doing a little praying now. Praying to the god of thieves. Right, okay, so you can see here that in tracking them, there is a charge of 180 silver. Now, I can either track the claim or the perpetrator. Obviously, let's see how much silver I've got. Oh, I've got enough silver. So we're going to track the perpetrator. Okay, now when you click that, it's just nicked 180 of my silver, I believe. Don't matter, all for the sake of making videos for you guys. Okay, so there we are. Let's now follow and find the culprit and then exact some justice, some sweet gamester justice. Alright, I'm going to be doing it to myself, but that's besides the point. I'm showing you how to deal with them perpetrators. Now, of course, this scent will only last for so long. And off the top of my head, I can't remember how long. So just hope that they're not too far away. Now, notice, here we go. Look, here is the culprit. Let's just make sure by walking by them. Notice the arrow takes a little time to update. But here we are. Here is the perpetrator of the crime against me. So, what can we do with them? Well, if we right click on their lean-to, we can't do anything. What about if we right click on them? Here is the options we've now got. We can push, follow, invite, chat, memorize. Let's try push. There we go, we pushed them. Now, what benefit is that? Let's have a look. I guess we can push them again. So basically you can push them into a snake if there's a wild if there's snakes around. I mean, you know, that's pretty evil though, and let's face it, pushing someone to pushing someone to the desert area where there's a load of snakes is not very nice. So I'm not going to go there with that, but that's just to give you an idea of what you can do. I mean, this is my ult, so don't worry. I could push him to the snakes, as it is me, after all. But no, what we'll do, I'm not sure whether this actually means claim. I don't know. Let's waste another 178. Let's see if it's actually taking my money. So 1865. No, I'm not sure what the claim does. I will have to look into that further. Or maybe that tracks their claim. Oh, no, it didn't take my money. Good. Yeah, so maybe that, if they've got a claim, then you can click that. If it's just them on a lean-to, then you click perpetrator. Anyway, let's go back and see if we can find one of the other perpetrators. Now, because this is a trespassing scent, it didn't turn to evidence. In case you're wondering, that would be if it was a scent of murder or one of the other crimes that can be committed. So let's though go back, and I'm going to pick up a different scent. Let's try this one. Now it might well be, see, now you can accumulate. What accumulating their scents will do is it will extend the timer on the scent itself, because you can only track them for so long, but the more that you accumulate, the longer the timer will be. Okay, let's eat some food. Yeah, I know I'm eating slugs. What's the world coming to? But it's free food because I like digging and I get a ton of it, and all my shellfish traps are full, of which there are a load now. The only other thing I could think of using this for is just for eating. And as long as they're cooked, you won't go mad. But don't do what I did, eat them raw, because you'll soon go mad. Anyway, let's pick up some more of these. Accumulates, let's close that. And track, see if I can find a different one. Okay, let's right click another one. Accumulate. And another one. It has to be by the same perpetrator. That's why nothing's happening here. So charge 300 and I'm not going to waste all my little precious bit of silver. You get the idea. I've demonstrated tracking one of them. Now you'll know exactly how you can bring up their scents. Remember though, when you click on adventure and tracking, okay, so let's do it again, they won't appear. You have to go to Providence, come back, turn on, when you're in Providence, turn on your tracking, come back, and then you will see the scents. So there we are. I hope I've made sense of that. Oh, sorry, pun intended, but you know, you've got to forgive me. I think there we go, that's it. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to mention. Well, the moral of this story is crime definitely does not pay. So there we go. I'll leave it there. Keep your gates shut. That's also the moral of this story. But I don't think there's anyone else playing Salem who's as stupid as me. And certainly no one else who's going to go raiding, robbing, murdering their own base. And I don't think the developers have even come across someone that does that to themselves. Anyway, there we go. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.